Hey everyone, it's Simone Watson, and it's been a while since I last updated. So, this is a writing update and kind of a life update, but there is so much to update y'all on. Okay, let's get into it. I've been filming some vlogging clips. I have tried to vlog multiple times in the past few months. I tried to vlog on my tablet. I have an Amazon Fire tablet. I got an Amazon Fire tablet last summer because it was partly because it was inexpensive. Um, Vlogging on that didn't work because I couldn't seem to get my Amazon photos from Amazon Photos to my laptop. So now I'm like, ah. Um, More recently, I got an iPhone and I've been recording on this iPhone to this day. I am very thankful for my iPhone. I just now realized that the file format you get when you film on iPhone is also not going to work as far as editing on my laptop. It's .mov and it's not compatible. So I'm glad to have learned that now, and I just need to move forward and just be like, okay, all the stuff that I filmed before, updated y'all on before, you don't have that information. So it's sort of like we're starting fresh from a long time ago. And I will just have that new knowledge that if I want to film a video and edit it, I'm going to have to film either on my laptop or on the camera that I share with my brother. We share a digital camera. And then if I want to make a video and not edit it, I can use my phone because it'll let me upload directly. I can't really edit on there. I can't edit there and move it to here. I can't move the file here and edit and etc. etc. So that's okay. I am starting fresh and it's gonna be fine. It is fine. It's all cool. Um, so it's March 1st. It's 1:48 p.m. Um, I think the last time I'm trying to think of when I like really talked about what I was writing. It's been a while, so let's just basically rewind and tell you stuff from like 2018. So, yeah, 2018. So in 2018, I was working on a YA contemporary novel, 17 Letters. Um, I pitched it, but I didn't query it because even though I had pitched it, um, I realized like, okay, I'm trying to pitch this and then hurry up and be ready to query it, like within like 2 weeks of pitching it, and it just wasn't happening like that. I needed more time, so I didn't query it at that time. I entered into I entered it into author mentor match. Now this is sort of a funny story because I was about to enter Pitch Wars. I wanted to enter Pitch Wars in 2018. I had entered in 2017 with my first novel, Red Letter Law. So I was like, I want to enter it in 2018. But it wasn't really. Oh, sorry, I'm rewinding again. I'm sorry, rewind. So early in 2018, while working on 17 Letters, I entered Red Letter Law into um, Rev Pit or Revise and Resubmit. I'm not sure what the official name of it is now. I think it was Revise and Resubmit. Um, and I was a runner up in that. So that was exciting. But I was pretty sure by that time I was going to either shelve Red Letter Law or put it on Swoon Reads and just not work on it for a while because I needed to gain some distance from it. There were things about Red Letter Law that were just not working and I needed to step back. So I did put Red Letter Law on Swoon Reads in early 2018. Swoon Reads um, apparently doesn't really exist anymore. I think my brother is playing the Kim Possible theme song. I'm sorry, that's like I just got distracted for a second, but okay. Um yeah. So basically, um I entered Revise Resubmit. I put it on Swoon Reads. Swoon Reads was a website that doesn't seem to happen anymore. It is an imprint of Macmillan Publishing, but basically like they at the time, you would post a full novel and people would read and comment, and then every like 3 times a year or something, the Swoon Reads staff would pick between 2 and 4 manuscripts that were on the website to publish. And then like people that were published by Swoon Reads once often would get like their second book published by Swoon Reads also, because there's like this, it's a contract thing basically. Red Letter Law did not get selected for Swoon Reads, but it was there, it was posted, got some comments, it was fine, it was cool. um I was fine. I just kind of wanted to take a break from it, so I put it there. I worked on 17 letters. Okay, like I said, I almost entered 17 letters into Pitch Wars that summer. My friend and I were going to enter together, or we were thinking we would enter together, and if we didn't get in, we would enter Author Mentor Match, because Pitch Wars mentees were going to be announced in October, and then AMM was going to have its entry period after that. Um, as it turned out, 17 Letters was not ready for Pitch Wars. I just like wasn't ready to enter it. So I didn't enter it. My friend entered and she got in and it was super exciting. And then I entered Author Mentor Match because yeah, at that time, like October, it was like I had time, like toward the end of October was when the Author Mentor Match submission period was. I think it like closed on the 21st or something. And I was like in a mad dash to get this manuscript ready. And I entered like really close to the like deadline, probably within an hour of the deadline. Just keeping it real here. Um, 17 letters got selected. It got selected for Author Mentor Match. It was super exciting. I was like in a statistics, like an online statistics class, college class. So I was like doing my homework and then I like checked and found out that I'd been selected, and then my friend like also texted me and was like, "You got it, oh, the Mentor Match." Ah! So I was like, "I know. I just have to finish my homework or something and then I can celebrate." So it was so much fun. And in the end, I was really glad that I was in Author Mentor Match, not only just because it's an amazing program on its own, but I was also glad I hadn't done Pitch Wars, which is sort of interesting because I should reverse that. I'm sorry. I was glad I hadn't done Pitch Wars, and one huge reason why was because of Author Mentor Match, having been a really great situation for me. I'm not saying one is better than the other. They're just like different for different people. Everyone's like situation is different. So Author Mentor Match for me ended up being like a really great fit. But what happened is I moved in November of 2018. So that just took like a huge, like a lot of time and like mental energy. I was writing a little bit. I was like doing NaNoWriMo, but like barely. And then soon after I moved, we actually found out that my grandfather was going to go into hospice. And so that was, yeah, all of that was happening in November. And then he went into hospice at home, and he actually passed away like less than a week later. And then a few days later, it was Thanksgiving. So there was just a lot going on in November where writing was not my main focus. I was really focused on, I was really dealing with the loss of my grandfather, and I was spending time with family, and I was just not really thinking about writing that much. And then December happened and I might have written a little bit, but still wasn't really focused on writing that much, like just a little bit. Um, January was when I really kind of got into it, like, okay, I'm ready. I'm gonna hit the ground running with this revision. But I was happy that I had that time and space to deal with, you know, to deal with my grief and to just spend time with my family. I was really happy that I had that time, and in January, I really hit the ground running. But the funny thing is that, like, toward the end of January, like the last few days, I had this huge plot epiphany. Like, one of the biggest plot epiphanies I've ever had for 17 letters. And it was even more like, okay, I'm glad I didn't do Pitch Wars because that was like a week before or like 2 weeks before the showcase for Pitch Wars. Had I been in Pitch Wars, I would have had to choose between like just foregoing that huge change in the manuscript or like just foregoing it so that I could still get do the showcase or trying to make that change really, really fast. And it ended up taking a long time. So things just worked out that way. So yeah, I've been in author mentor match this whole time. AMM is interesting because it doesn't end, and that's something that I really like is like once you have your mentor, you're pretty much in the program for a long time. Now, this can vary because sometimes people will eventually kind of not be like this the timeline of everything is basically set by them and their mentor. So sometimes maybe they'll like finish revising that manuscript and then they and their mentor are not really doing, you know, mentorship anymore, basically. So I guess I shouldn't say it doesn't end. I should say it doesn't have a specific end date that has to be the ending for everybody. It just varies. So sorry. So anyway, yeah, I'm still in that program and the community is amazing and I just love it. And I was working on the revision of 17 letters throughout all of 2019 and like the first few months of 2020. So this is where we get to the kind of more recent updates. Um, I finished the huge revision in May. I had pitched again. So I'm sorry, again, another jump back, but not too much. I pitched 17 letters again in April in DV Pit because I was like, I'm going to be done with this revision very soon. And I really was done with that revision very soon after that, like 2.5 weeks. But I realized that I needed to cut words. So it was like, I needed to cut a lot of words. The manuscript was too long. So I was like, can't query yet, still. Um, and I pitched again in June, pit mad, because I was like, this really shouldn't take me that long. I should be able to cut these words in a few days. Um, Still took me longer than I thought. And by that time, I have talked about this on this channel, but by that time, I was really um, having a hard time with George Floyd's murder. And it was difficult for me to really write and do creative things because I was just feeling sad. And I thought that like after those first few days, it would get easier to write, it would get easier to do everything. But it actually sort of got harder as the first like couple weeks of June went on. So the cutting words was going slowly again because I was just like that and just other things happening over the summer. Um, it was kind of hard. And I tried to start drafting something new, and I talked about this in my video about Black writers. I tried to start something new. It had to do with Black Lives Matter, and I just was like, no, like I just don't feel like being in this space and writing in that space right now. So um, that was okay. I just said this space and that space. I'm talking about the same space, but anyway, um, we basically I got back to it. I kept going. I kept cutting these words. My laptop died in September, but I still kept going. And I finished cutting those words in October, which was super exciting. It was the Worldwide Write-a-thon also, which was hosted by, I forgot who hosted the Worldwide Write-a-thon. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm going to have to link I feel like her name is Jessica. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to link the channel of the author tuber who hosts the Worldwide Write-a-thon. They're like co-hosts and stuff, but I'm so sorry. I don't remember her name. Okay. So I don't remember her last name. I think her first name is Jessica. I think. Okay. I'm gonna check. Anyway, um, I was done with that and I was like, I'm gonna write something new for November. Yay. And I talked about this a little bit when I told y'all I was gonna do Mill Wordy because I, did decide to do Mill Wordy. I was trying to rediscover the joy of writing. So I was like, I just want to draft something, have fun and do whatever. And whatever it takes to rediscover the joy of writing. And um, I started planning. I started planning two stories. Well, three actually, because I wasn't sure what I wanted to draft next. So I started planning these three stories in October, where one was something I haven't told you the name of. I don't even know if I talked about this on this channel. Wow, y'all, it's been a while since I like truly talked about writing. I'm sorry. But it's something I haven't told y'all the name of and don't want to tell y'all the name of yet. But I've nicknamed it the Miami Project. It is an adult sci-fi thriller. Kind of has some women's fiction-y vibes, but it is pretty much a sci-fi thriller. So yeah, the Miami Project. And then I was planning Ain't No Sunshine, which is the actual title, and that's a like sci-fi women's fiction sort of, and that has to do with Black Lives Matter. And then the third thing was Tethered. Tethered is something I wrote a long time ago, like in 2016, like right before I started author tubing. I did NaNoWriMo 2016 and wrote most of Tethered during that time, most of the first draft. Um, but it was too short and stuff. And so now I was like, okay, now like I've thought of some changes I want to make to Tethered. Having tried revising Tethered already, but not really gotten that far. I was like, okay, I know some changes I want to make. So I started planning that. And for like coming up to November, I was planning to do my sci-fi thriller. That was the Miami Project. I was like, I'm gonna write the Miami Project. I invented a card game so that I could plan a thriller, and I will be talking about this more soon. But the game at the time I called Thrillitaire, because I was like, I can use this to plan my thriller. And what happened is, so at the end of October, my cousin passed away. I did say that on this channel. And really that was tough as you can imagine. But then something that I have not talked about yet on this channel is that less than 2 weeks later, my uncle passed away. Um, I just didn't talk about it here because I didn't feel ready to talk about it. It was like really hard. Having just like two family members like pass away like in a short span of time. I don't mean to smile. It's a smiling because I'm sad type of moment. Um, but yeah, that was just really hard. And so basically, after my cousin had passed away, I was like, let me just still try doing NaNoWriMo. But what happened is I wrote on day one and then I just didn't write at all for the next like a bunch of days. Um, didn't even count up the words. Like I didn't even know how many words I had written. I just was not really motivated to write. And then when my uncle passed away, it was like even less. I was even less motivated to write. I was like, I was actually specifically trying not to write, or specifically not trying not. I specifically wanted to step away from writing because I felt like anything that I wrote while I was that sad, I was just going to reread it later and remember being sad. So I didn't write for a few weeks. And then we had to drive up to Ohio for my cousin's funeral, and then we had to come back to where I live in Florida, and then we had to go to a different part of Florida where my uncle, where my uncle's services were. So as we were on our way back from Ohio, we stopped, and I was at the Cracker Barrel, and it was like not the Cracker Barrel. It's called Cracker Barrel, right? I don't know. I was outside on the porch, and I was like enjoying the quiet and the breeze and all of that. And I did do a little bit of writing, but I did the writing in Tethered because I didn't feel like writing a thriller. I didn't feel like writing about death. I did not want to write about death, but I did feel like, okay, I've had some breathing time and I just kind of want to write a little bit. So I did. And so I modified the whole card game to work for Tethered. Okay, so Yeah, I just modified the card game so that it was no longer for thrillers. I didn't know what to call it anymore. Now I'm tentatively calling it literaire because it's like solitaire, but it's literary. Ha ha ha. Um, ha ha ha. I don't know why I just did that a second time. Okay. Uh, I might edit that out. I might not. I forgot I'm trying not to edit this much. Basically, I came home from the really long road trip to Ohio and then the shorter road trip, and it was like, whoa, like have to get my bearings back. I have to kind of get back in the writing groove. And it was just like, it took a little bit to really be in the writing groove. Um, but then in December, in like early December, I started working on Tethered again. I mean, I kind of had started. Yeah, like I said, I started in November. I did a little bit of work, but I really started working on it in December. Um, yeah. So I used that card game and it really, really helped me. So I was excited. Using the card game to plan the story helped a lot. And then I started drafting. I ended up writing, I think, about 75,000 words in the month of December. So that is probably more than I have ever written in one month. No, I'm sure it's more than I've ever written in one month. And that is including like business correspondence and stuff, but there wasn't a ton of business correspondence. A lot of it was planning Tethered and writing Tethered. But I think I got to like the 30K mark in the actual draft. I didn't get to the 50K mark. So that's something I would like to try again, to write 50,000 words in a draft in 30 days. Because that time I only got 30K in the draft, but it was okay. It was cool. Um, so December went well. And in December, writing was like my main focus in the day. And it was like the first time that had like, I mean, I guess it was sort of that way in October also. I had a job at Walmart. I left it in September for health reasons. So like December, so like October was like that too, but December even more was like I was really focusing on writing. January came and I was like, okay, I have writing, but I also have some other things to do. So I kind of have to balance. And I also had family here in January, and I was it was challenging trying to like still balance everything time wise. Um, I hit the 40K mark. I have like a chart. So this was different about Tethered from my other drafts. I had a spreadsheet of my word counts from close to the beginning. Um, Maybe like the 21st, I started logging my word sprints. But before that, I kind of logged some other things like daily word counts. But anyway, I hit the 40K mark maybe like January 8th or 9th, and I got kind of stuck, and it was very slow going for a long time, but then it picked up again, and I ended up finishing the zero draft. I'm calling it a zero draft, even though yes, I did write Tethered before, but I've changed so much stuff that I just sort of rewrote it like completely. Um, I finished the zero draft of that last Saturday. So not 2 days ago, but the Saturday before that. So it was February 22nd, or wait, hold on. Let me check the calendar. February 20th. Yeah. So that was when I finished the zero draft, which is super exciting. So I guess as far as updating you goes, I should tell you what else is going on. Oh, yeah. I also have been querying 17 letters. I've been querying it since the end of November. So, I'll let you know when like there's like a serious update on that. And by serious update, I mean whenever I have an agent. I'm not really going to tell you super in detail about querying until I have an agent, just because it's like I'm still in it, in the emotions. I'm just feeling the emotions. Like I could tell you my emotions about querying. I could give you a pep talk, but yeah, that's basically it. But for now, I am figuring out what to write next. Um The whole zero drafting thing, I got the idea of zero drafting from Alexa Dunn and some other people that talked about like this is a zero draft. Um, so I thought it was kind of cool. You know, I skipped some chapters. I had some parts that were like vaguely planned out. It was like, yeah, something's gonna happen here, and it's gonna make blah blah blah, think blah, and you know, it's just like basically it was vague. So I have a zero draft. It's a little over 60,000 words. I'm super excited. It might be like 60,081, but I'm thinking maybe I can spend March writing some fanfic for This Is Us because I'm a huge fan of This Is Us. My other options would be to draft something new or to turn the zero draft of Tethered into a first draft. So what I could do maybe is focus on the fanfic for like the first half of the month and then move to turning Tethered zero draft into a first draft. Like I'm not sure. I would like to draft something new in April because again, I want to get my second chance at writing 50,000 words in a draft in 30 days. So I think that's what I would like to do. However, whenever I sign with an agent, my agent might be like, here are some edits on 17 letters. And that might be April. That might be March. I don't know when that's going to be. So that might be May. Like I don't know, you know. So as far as that goes, we're gonna have to see what happens. But other than that, I can make my plans as to what to draft. So I think for this week, I'm going to focus on This Is Us fanfic. I've been taking a break from writing since I finished that zero draft. Um, yeah, so just for this week, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, I think, because I just feel like it took a lot of energy to finish the zero draft, which is not bad. Like, of course, like I love writing. It was fun. I had a lot of fun, a lot of fun. But yeah, it's just a matter of me figuring out what to do next. And fanfic, I think, takes energy, but there's also like some of the groundwork is already laid. So it's helpful, but no, you know, disrespect to fanfic writers because I know that like it can be a lot of work. So we'll just have to see as far as that goes. I want to update you again on my writing soon, but right now it's just like that was a lot. I just gave you a lot of information. So I'm gonna pretty much end the update here. Yeah, I'm gonna end the update here. As far as other details, I'll have to just make another video later in the week about like my like when it comes to my goals for this month and my goals for this year. I just told you a little bit about it, but yeah, I'm going to end the vlog in the not vlog. I'm going to end the video here because that was a lot. There was a lot of information and I need to go take a break from talking and eat some food and read and do other things. But basically, okay, yeah, I guess last thing. I'm going to, now that I know as far as YouTube, now that I know that if I film videos on my phone, I'm probably gonna have to not edit them. Or like I know that like my laptop, maybe my webcam is something I want to make more use of. I should be able to get more videos out. I should be able to simplify things, go back to basics, you know, not make my video like I don't know, whatever I have to do, you know, to get videos out and to really feel like I am giving y'all like honesty. I think that that is my like biggest goal on this channel is like whether I have like a bajillion edits or if the video is not edited at all, like am I telling y'all the truth of what's going on? Does that make sense? So it's like right now, I feel good about this video and posting it because it's true. And I am going to be so relieved when this video is posted because having not updated you in so long and feeling like, oh, there's so much I have to tell them can feel overwhelming. But now that you have this good amount of information. Whenever I go to update you again, it's not going to be so much. It's not going to feel so overwhelming. So I'm really glad to be posting this, and I'm excited for what comes next. It is going to be a great month. It is a great month already. March is just awesome, and I'm super excited. So, if you could please let me know, if you're writing, how has your writing been going recently? And what do you see happening like in the rest of this year? I mean, I shouldn't say what do you see, like what do you plan on doing in the rest of this year? Just let me know. And if you want to like this video, comment, or subscribe, well, I just mentioned commenting, but also if you want to subscribe or any of that, it would be very much appreciated. I really, really appreciate y'all, okay? Everybody who watches my videos, I appreciate y'all so much. And I am excited to kind of get back in the groove and be posting more regularly than I have for the past a long time. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you hopefully later this week when I make another video. Bye.